Hello there, this is Sean Kelly, and I got to keep my glasses on because I can't see without them, but they glare, so I apologize for that. This is my first video for my trading journal site. I've been a trader for a number of years, and I've always kept notes and journals, handwritten journals, and now I've decided to make a blog. I have a blog. It's on Blogspot. You'll see it right below this video if you want to read it. It's more. I mean, I'd love to be able to contact with other people and have people comment on what I'm doing, and uh, that's great. But to be honest, the main reason I'm doing the video is to track my own progress, so that when a similar situation comes up, I can look back and see what my thought process was. So this is the first video. Uh, the date today is September 10th, and I'm going to go back to. I did put on some trades last night um, in the market, and I'm a Forex trader. So I'll go through my thought process for the trades I took last night and give you a. They're all still open from last night, and I put on a couple trades here today as well. The first thing I look at is fundamentals, and I kind of look at the long-term fundamentals. The short-term fundamentals can really cause the market to spike this way or that way. So I'll mention them a little bit, but mainly what I was looking at last night is the U.S. dollar and the Great British Pound, or the sterling, based on my fundamental analysis, are strong, very strong for the next few months. And the Japanese yen is weak. Uh, I'm looking at my notes here, so I'm looking at the Japanese yen being weak, and the dollar and the pound being strong, and also the New Zealand dollar is weak, and the Australian dollar is weak as well, and Swiss franc, euro are kind of mediocre, kind of middle of the road based on my fundamental analysis right now. So basically, what I'm looking to do, if you take the strong pairs, I'm looking to be long the dollar, long the pound, and I'm looking to be short the yen, short the New Zealand dollar, and the Australian dollar, and the Swiss franc and the euro. I would trade if like a dollar euro, or a euro dollar, or a Great British Pound U.S. dollar, making the dollar the long part of it. Would be the main thing I'm looking at. So, without further ado, let's go to the chart. I'm looking at the chart right now. So, and I do trade the 4-hour chart. So the reason I trade the 4-hour chart is I like to have a life as well. I usually put on trades in the evening, or at least put in orders in the evening. I'll check them in the morning. Um, I always start with a trailing stop, and then I'll change my stop to pivot points, support areas. Usually I'll just let the trade run until it gets stopped out, unless some crazy situation comes up. If I'm real close to a stop out, um, I might I might do something different around a big news event, like a employment report or something like that. But I'll document that as I go along. So the trades I took last night, which was the 9th, September 9th, 2013, uh, the Great British Pound, Japanese yen, that trade. Let me pull up the 4-hour chart here. that trade was taken last night around, oh heck, I doesn't even have the, I'd say about 10 o'clock last night, or maybe a little earlier. 8, 9, about 10, between 8 and midnight last night. I'd say it was, I think it was around 10 o'clock last night. And what I looked at is that on my 4 hour chart, technically, this is where I look at technically the trend was up on the 4 hour chart. So then I'll go look at the 6 hour chart. Trend was up there, which confirms it. And on the 8 hour chart, trend was up. And then I'll look at a daily chart. Trend is up. So it's up in all time frames. So the trade was to buy on a breakout above the previous bar's high, and I got long. Let's see, I got long at 156.61, and initially had like a 1 ATR stop. The trade is now up about 128 pips, and I've got a stop at break even right now. I'm going to let that trade run. I think I'm going to wait till a pivot point forms, and that's when I'll move my stop up. But for now, it's a runner. It's up 128 pips, so we'll let it go. The Great British Pound, U.S. dollar. Here's an interesting trade because I remember I told you fundamentally that both of these trades, both of these currencies are strong. So it's a pure technical play. 4 hour chart had the pound dollar in an uptrend. 6 hour chart, same thing. Actually, it's a nice uptrend. The daily chart, still an uptrend. So it's an uptrend on all time frames. Again, it was a breakout. I played the breakout around. Let's see if I see the time here. It was around in the same time frame as I took that other one last night. Actually, I put an order in before I went to bed, and it was hit later in the evening. But the entry point on that one was 156.61. Currently, it's 157.92. It's up 130. What? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. 157.04. Currently is at 157.28, so it's up about 24 pips. The stop loss right now is at. I did move the stop loss up to break even, so that one's at 157.05. So it's got a pretty tight stop now. Could get hit to a break even, but it's up a little bit right now. The other trade was let's get it here. Got 6 of them on now. My goodness. The dollar yen, perfect trade. We got a strong currency against a weak currency. Now all we hope for is that the technicals are in line, which they were. This was put on right about the same time as the other ones, between uh, 8 o'clock and midnight, somewhere around there. I got in got long at 99.57. It's currently at 139, 100.39. It's up about 82 pips. Again, the stop loss is now back at break even, so I can't lose on that trade. Again, that's another runner, just like. So my two favorite ones that I'm in right now is the pound yen and the U.S. dollar Japanese yen, because you got strong against weak all the way. And the Swiss franc, the other ones I've done, I put another order in. I don't know if I got hit yet. Let me see. Oh yes, I got long another uh, another Great British Pound, Japanese Yen. Of course, this one now has risk. I got long on that one, 157.76. That was tonight. I also got long the Swiss franc Japanese yen. That was a technical trade, and that one I got long at 107.23. And fortunately, everything's up right now. That's not always the case, but everything is up right now. And the only trades that I got on with risk right now is the other ones are all at break even. The Swiss franc Japanese yen and the a second Great British Pound Japanese yen trade that I put on tonight. They're both still at risk, um, with a trailing stop of 1 ATR. And once it, in the morning, I'll reevaluate things and see where we are. So um, that's where we are now. Everything looks good. I'm going to post this video on my training journal blog. The link will be below here. Um, and I really would like comments. If you're watching this, I don't know how many people are watching this, but if you want to comment, tell me what you think, what you're doing in the market. I like it. I like it because now when I see situations like this come up down the road, I can come back and look at what I did, actually watch myself talk. But let's just see if I can keep up with this. It's better than sitting and writing in a journal. So we'll see how it goes. For September 10th, 2013, I'm signing out, and have a good night.